as somebody who lives in a low income country and who doesn't have the money that a lot of you are watching probably have, I have come to realize that gardening doesn't have to be expensive. Just because you're collecting houseplants doesn't necessarily mean you have to spend $9.5 billion every month just to maintain your collection, okay? So guys, I have with me on this table that you cannot see a lot of things that I've found for really cheap that have been extremely helpful to me and my plants, and they have lasted and have proven to be way worth more than I bought them for. So please, without much ado, grab a cup of coffee, grab something you may need to clutch your pearls for this one as usual, and let's get to the nitty-gritty. First thing, darling, that I need to introduce to you guys, and this has absolutely been game-changing. Every plant parent in the world needs this. I'm talking about this little gadget here. Girlies, you may be wondering, what is this? What is this contraption? It is a light meter. Every plant parent needs a light meter, whether you're a beginner, you're an enthusiast, you're an amateur, I don't care what level you are in this hobby, you need a light meter. And if you're wondering what the heck is a light meter, basically it's an instrument used to measure the amount of light within that area. So if you're somebody who has always been second guessing yourself and asking, oh my god, is my plant getting enough light? Oh, are you sure this grow light is working? Are you? Say no to all of that and just get yourself one of this, a light meter. It will give you the accurate measurement in lux and in foot candles. America, you guys, I don't know, you guys like to do things differently. No one uses foot candles anymore to measure light except you. It's the same way you guys are hell-bent on using Fahrenheit, where the whole world uses Celsius, but I digress. But anyways, it will give you the accurate measurement and you do not have to second guess. Now, I've always seen light meters as expensive. On Amazon, I've seen them for the likes of $50, $100. Where will I get that type of money from to splurge on a light meter? But thank God again for the likes of AliExpress and Temu. I got this specific one from Temu. Unfortunately, this specific one is sold out. But babes, you can find it pretty much everywhere. If you're not a fan of Temu, you can use AliExpress. I feel like when it comes to Amazon is mostly like targeted towards like the American girlies, and Jeff Bezos obviously knows that Americans have a lot more money, which is why things on Amazon tend to be a lot more expensive. But for we third world citizens, Temu and AliExpress has us covered. So babes, you don't necessarily have to spend $950 million to get yourself a light meter when you can easily find one on the likes of Temu and AliExpress. I'm gonna see if I can get a reasonably priced one with good ratings and link it to my description. None of the things I'm going to link in my description are, I'm not affiliated with any one of those. I have no sponsors. I'm just doing all of this out of like, you know, trying to support my fellow homeboys and homegirls. So yes, a light meter has honestly been game changing. Every plant parent needs it to check the light levels of your home, whether natural light or even artificial light, that grow light you spend so much money on. Check this, use this to check it to know if it is actually working or not. Okay, yes, this has to be mentioned. This has to be number one on the list. Now a second one, and I feel like even if you're not a house plant enthusiast, I feel like every human being, every homemaker, every adult needs this in their life. Girlies, I'm talking about S-hooks. S-hooks. Oh my goodness gracious, the person that invented S-hooks, I randomly pray for them every now and then because they are so simple but very ingenious, and they make you hang plants in areas where you otherwise would not have been able to do so. So now I have no limitations and I can conveniently hang my plants on any surface as long as there's something I can use to attach to this. And I specifically love this S-hook. I'm going to recommend this one specifically because one, this is made of stainless steel. So if you're going to get yourself if you're going to get yourself an S-hook, my brain froze there for a moment, I would recommend the likes of Temu and AliExpress because mind you, I got this for less than, I got a whole set, I think a dozen. I'm going to see if I can insert a link for maybe less than $10, right? But if you're going to get this, I would advise you get maybe a stainless steel one or something made of metal. The plastic ones, not only do they look cheap, but they don't tend to be as durable. And I'm also strongly advise you get one that has a fair amount of length to it. So whatever you're hanging doesn't end up being too high up, right? What I like to do is I like to also like pair these together. Sometimes I'll pair like a ring of 2 or even a ring of 3. Just so that the plant or whatever I'm hanging, it properly descends to a level where I can view it pleasantly. And in the case of like hanging plants, I can water that plant conveniently without stretching forth and breaking my back in the process. So every human being on this earth, whether you're a plant person, whether you're not a plant person, if you're not a plant person, why are you watching this channel? But every human being on this earth needs S-hooks. By the way, I hope you're enjoying this content so far. If you are, make sure you like and subscribe, okay? Because it's not easy making content in this country. I've had absolutely no electricity for 2 weeks and counting, and I detail and journal my entire experience in this video in my YouTube membership. It has been a harrowing experience. If you're wondering how the heck there's electricity here, what the heck is this young man talking about? I had to get myself a generator, y'all. But when it comes to public electricity from the grid, 2 weeks, no electricity. It's been hellish. Check my YouTube membership for the full details on how my plants are doing. And if you want to support your boy, donate to my Buy Me a Coffee so I can be able to run this generator more without driving myself into bankruptcy. It's not easy being a third world citizen, guys, but let's proceed before this becomes a sub story. Anyways, the next one that has honestly proven to be game changing and affordable, and this is another product that I've seen a couple of influencers on Instagram sell for hundreds of dollars. But thank God for the likes of Temu and AliExpress. I'm talking about, and I'm just gonna put this one on so you guys have a better idea of what I mean. Hang on. Babes, these cleaning gloves that I got from Temu, are you freaking kidding me? I got this for maybe less than $10, and honestly, I am shocked by the quality. Look at how fluffy it is. Oh my goodness. So if you don't know what these are and what they are used for, you basically use them to clean your plants and to dust your plants, especially if you're somebody who hates having to get like a wet rag and all of that nonsense. You can't be bothered. You can put this on, and while you're pampering your plant, while you're petting your plant, you're cleaning it, okay? I love this, especially for my indoor plants. For the outdoor plants, I just get myself a hose and spray down those girls. But for my indoor plants, every now and then I'm always like, and I got this, like I said, for less than $10 on Temu. Mind you, I'm sure if I were to search for this on Amazon, I would see it for way more than that, okay? Don't be sleeping on the likes of Temu and AliExpress, especially in this houseplant hobby of ours, because these houseplant accessories do cost an arm and a leg, but the girlies in China are mass producing them for cheaper. In fact, everything is produced in China these days, even down to our iPhone. So there's no harm in you sourcing directly from the suppliers as the cheaper rate. So yes, babes, let me quickly take this off. And let's proceed with the next one. I've talked about this one before, but I'm going to reiterate it because honestly, it has been really game changing, and whoever invented it has saved us so much time and saved us so much money in the plant community, and we need to collectively thank them for doing so. I'm talking about, hang on, ladies and gentlemen, these transparent moss poles that are very easy to just assemble and practically easy to use. Anyone, even a novice, can pull off using any one of these plastic moss poles. They're easy, they are quite stackable. You can see here why I attempted to stack it. So they're easy and stackable, and very, very affordable. Again, I got an entire set of this for probably less than $15. Look, anything that is more than $20, I think hard before I buy it. I think hard before I buy it. I'm gonna add the link where I got this from. You can find this from Amazon, so I've heard, but I can guarantee if you check the likes of AliExpress and Temu, you're gonna find it for a lot cheaper, my loves. So if you're an amateur, you're a novice, wherever you are, please get yourself one of these. The only thing I do not like, I'm not really the biggest fan of plastic, but when you think about it, at the end of the day, the plant is going to grow and cover it up. So you might not have to, you won't necessarily constantly have to see this cheap thing. Mind you, for someone like me back then, before the likes of AliExpress and Temu started shipping these things to us here, if you wanted to make a moss pole in Nigeria, it would cost you so much, an arm and a leg. But thank God for this. With less than $10, you've gotten yourself a set, and you can just easily stack it up and do it by yourself. You do want to check out my video. I have a video on moss poles where I provide alternatives. Remember, sphagnum moss is not the only thing you can add to this. I don't know if you can see careful. I'm gonna see if I can insert B-rows, but this is not sphagnum moss, girlies. This is a combination of rice husk and compost. So don't limit yourself. Go watch that video so you don't limit yourself to just using sphagnum moss to filling these sort of poles. Okay, which leads me to the next point. The next point is actually still right here amongst us, girlies. These transparent pots have been so game changing. Please, there is no reason now. Hello, young ladies and gentlemen, there is no reason why you should still be killing your plants when these transparent pots exist. And I got this for a whole set like this. I got it on the likes of Temu. I think I got this one from Temu for maybe $5. I'm going to see if I can insert a link. Okay, so there is no reason on this living earth why you should still be killing your plants. Oh, I'm so bad at overwatering. Get yourself one of these. Hello, get yourself one of these with $5. That's less than a cup of coffee. Go on Temu, order it. Go on AliExpress, order it. And you've gotten yourself. This has been so game changing. Like, I'm not a fan of the cheap plastic. I'm not a fan of the cheap takeout look, but we've talked about it several times on this video, how you can properly style your plants so they don't have to look so cheap. This, you can put it inside a decorative pot, okay? But I will say, when you're getting these pots, you want to be mindful of the size, okay? You don't want to get one that is too small. I think right now this is the biggest size you can find generally, but if you want to get something bigger, and unfortunately these bigger ones, they are more expensive. Just that's the truth of the matter. But you can start off with this, and then maybe gradually increase your budget to get yourself a much bigger one. But yes, I had to include this in this video. Game changing, iconic. I love it, and I just also love seeing the root development of these plants. And yeah, definitely something that everyone should get into. Okay, let me drop this so I can hold my microphone. Hopefully the audio quality hasn't reduced. Actually, I just realized I need to actually use my hands to be able to properly illustrate this last one, which has honestly been game changing for me, and I'm so glad I got it, and I strongly recommend. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about this potting mat. Isn't this like the cutest potting mat you've ever seen? Some of you may remember I made a Temu video that was a massive flop. Some of you were not feeling that video. A lot of you are Temu haters, which is understandable, but this is one of the ones I got, and I've used this for close to maybe 8 months or thereabout. And look at it. Look at the quality, babes. It still feels like it's brand new. Also, I love the fact that it is pretty and like decorative. In fact, I like that when I'm done using this, I can just put it in the corner. I don't necessarily need to hide it. I can just put it in the corner because it is decorative and it complements my aesthetic and decor. I'm very, very intentional about my home decor and aesthetic. I mean, look at the material. I'm not the type of plant parent that just does, wish. No, I don't do that. Things have to look pretty if they're coming into my house. So I was very, very particular about looking for a potting mat that looked nice. Because a lot of the potting mats you see there are just like this plain green, plain black, and I'm like, oh my goodness gracious, no. So if you're just like me and you want an affordable, emphasis on affordable, because there are a lot of cute potting mats out there, but they cost like $900 million. Again, like I said, if it's more than $20, I'm a third world citizen. I can't be spending $20 on air or anything more than $20 on plant accessories. That goes a long way here. So if it's more than $20, I'm very hesitant. This, I think I'm going to see if I can find the link. You guys had better like this video because this is attaching links is a lot of work. I'm going to see if I can find the link to this and attach it to this particular one. But I think you got it for less than maybe the equivalent of less than like $10 or thereabout. It was, and I strongly recommend it. I love it. It gets the job done while being beautiful, while being decorative. Look at them. Oh, Jesus. Look at this. Look at this. This is way more aesthetic than a lot of those hideous potting mats that some of y'all have. No shade. So yeah, I'm glad I got this. Practical, pretty, even decorative. I don't pot my indoor plants indoors all the time. But when I'm not doing that, this is decorating my plant room. So yeah. Anyways, my darlings, we have come to the end of this video. I'm honestly curious to know your thoughts as usual, and I want us to continue this conversation in the comments section. But please, if you liked this video, if you found it helpful, please go out of your way to like, share, and honestly support your favorite YouTubers, because you do not know what we are going through, y'all. You do not know what we are going through. On a side note, and if you've probably made it to the end of this video, you're one of the hardcore girlies that I can conveniently gossip with. But on a side note, like, Wildfern, she just recently released a video talking about like her mental health issues. And it just made me realize that, oh my God, please be supportive of your favorite YouTubers. Please be kind to them, because you do not know what we are going through. Like, we come out here, we smile and everything, but it's the trenches for some of us here. Absolutely 2 weeks without electricity. Oh, Jesus. Just check out that video in my YouTube membership if you want to know what really has been going down. And if you want to do your bits, you can donate to my Buy Me a Coffee, or just like and share this video. You watching this video will generate me some small chicken change that I can sustain my life with. All right, so thank you for watching to the end, and then I'm gonna see you in the next one. I love you, my loves. See you.